Bricks and Minifigs is your one-stop shop for all things LEGO. Hit the link below to find a store near you.
I'm Carson Thu, and this is my build of Lego Scarif. So first off, you kind of got the scene from the movie where the rebel incursion on Scarif, and you can see them coming out of the U-wing and fighting both the stormtroopers and shore troopers that are coming out of this bunker here, kind of a barrack-style bunker. And I kind of wanted to include this U-wing because pretty popular part of the movie where it swoops down and the reinforcements support all the main characters. And you can see like all the main characters in the middle on the landing pad. You've got like Cassian and Jyn and Baze and all the main characters you see in the movies. And I wanted to include some like alien species that you see throughout Star Wars. So you've got like a Twi'lek, and you've got one Admiral Akbar character, and a Quarren, all the random names that I know. But I kind of want to do that, and this is based a lot off Star Wars Battlefront from 2015. So you kind of reminiscent of the bunker is heavily featured, and all the like the landing pad and like all the crates are from the games. And I kind of wanted to include some like small scenes. I got like the lights for the explosion here, and if you back the camera up a little, there's like this guy with a rocket launcher who's shooting the rocket at the stormtroopers. Which I thought was a cool thing to add, like the flickering lights effect and all the dead stormtroopers around it. And I kind of want to, on the landing pad, I use like this snot technique where you just lay it on the side, and the studs are in all sorts of directions. But I kind of want to encapsulate the arrows you see. They're kind of signature on the landing pad. And a bunch of sand detailing throughout, just kind of like give it more of a weathered, the wind has brushed the sand onto it kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then for these palm trees, I use a technique with like flex tubes so you can kind of bend it, if you can see that. And then like some like life preserver pieces, so that was a cool technique. And get like kind of the foliage kind of falling down like the palm trees do, and like different colors at the bottom as they were like dying and like would fall off. And then I have some scenes from the movies over here. It's a Cheerhead who's beating up all the stormtroopers, which I thought was a funny part for the movie, and I wanted to include that in there. And then I've got some other cool random minifigures throughout.
Yeah. I love how clean, like premium feeling your landscape design is here. So you mentioned kind of studs out on top for this middle section, but how do you sort of incorporate that into the larger landscaping as this all came together?
Okay, so the main thing is I wanted to have like a studless look. That's kind of like my style, I guess. But like I like having the layering of the sand, so you just some wedge plates which inherently have studs on them. So I started to sprinkle a few throughout just to like, and it kind of helps with the weathering, like the sand is kind of rough, so I kind of helps putting figures down and it just looks more like sand. And then I kind of wanted for the snot on the landing pad, I wanted to like be like seamless, so like I just use like little increments of plates, so it's kind of hard to tell, like you can't really tell it like transitions right into the snot. I didn't want it to be too blocky. And then for the water, I've seen a lot of people do like the stud dumping where you just put a bunch of studs, and that's not really, I think it's not my favorite, so I went with like the tiled look, and I added some waves and like them crashing with the wet sand on the front with the same sort of angling wedge plates and tiles.
What's happening back in this corner?
Back here, I just threw in some crates, and then this is some Battlefront characters. It's like me and my brother used to play with these two like skins, so I wanted to include that just to pay homage to that. I put a lot of hours in that game, and it's a big inspiration for my love of Star Wars.
Do you know how many pieces are in the build in total?
I mean, I'm estimating it's like 20,000, but I mean, I honestly don't know. Like, there's a lot of small pieces for like the water and underneath and throughout, but if I say like 20,000 or so. So here you have like the bunker part, and if you get down low, you can see like I added lights to the top, so you kind of get a good look. But I put like all the stormtroopers rushing out, and there's like bunk beds where they can hang their helmets, and some crates and an armory on the side. And I wanted to include these custom stormtroopers. There's got the mortar trooper and the flame trooper. Thought they're cool custom decals I made, and I thought they just spiced up the plain stormtroopers a little. And then I had some Easter eggs like there's pizza on the side and all that. And then I added a sticker Imperial logo to the top just to add like it's not made of Lego, it's just a piece of paper that I taped there, but I feel like it's cool to have the big emblem in the middle, like the main focus point up top of that. And then if you look at the top roof, I thought that was a cool technique. It's like, it's kind of illegal, I guess, but you stack them and then you like separate a little, so I guess like this curved like surface. Really a pain to build, but I think the end result is really good. It's like very smooth than the other techniques I was using. So I really like how that came together with these panel pieces on the side too. Very seamless with like minimal gaps, which is what I was going for.
A nice kind of brick bending technique on the top there, so you can see just the stud separated a little bit. So what is that like structurally?
Structurally, I can take it apart a little, just like take a section off. Structurally, it's just like laid on here with some tiles. It's just like pretty bare, and you can see like some of the lighting techniques, but I just put it on, it rests on this tile, and then like down here, the panel hits it right there. And there's some supporting things for these smaller sections, which can't go all the way to the top. And then I use some like stud reversals in the middle, but overall it's pretty hard. But I think hard to build, but it turns out amazing in my opinion. So it was well worth the struggle.
For sure. And then what was transporting this show to Brick Rodeo like? How did you get this here and set it up?
To set it up, it was pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. I dropped some stuff in the parking lot on the way, but it fit all in my car, thankfully. It comes apart in sections. I made it in a bunch of modular sections. I kind of try to hide it so you can't see them from the first glance. But like the bunker pulls out and all the snot things come off and the palm trees pull out. But it was also hard because it's not leveled, the table, so I gotta deal with that, but that's just average convention things. So overall, it was not too hard.
Do you post your builds online and people want to see more of your work?
I do a little bit. It's CT Lego on Instagram. I don't post there all the time, but you can see more stuff like this in the future, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for bringing this out to the show and for taking us through your build here.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Of course, yeah. Thanks for interviewing me.